Ashes don't mean the end. They mean something had to burn. Welcome to Ash to Phoenix. I'm Queen Anne, the Transformer, and this is Truth Be Told, where we stop running and start looking in the mirror, where accountability becomes power and healing becomes transformation. This is your reminder you are not stuck, you are becoming. There's a difference between healing and performing. And if we are being real, a lot of people have learned how to perform. They know what to say. They know how to look. They know how to present themselves in public. They mastered the language. I'm healing. I'm growing. I'm protecting my peace. I'm doing the work. But behind closed doors, it's a different story. Still reacting the same way. Still triggered the same way. Still repeating the same cycles. Still avoiding the same truths. And that's not judgment. That's awareness. Because we're living in a time where healing has become a trend, a look, a brand, an aesthetic. But healing is not something you perform. It's something you live. Because sometimes the performance isn't even for other people. Sometimes it's for you. Convincing yourself you're grown so you don't have to face what still need work. Calling yourself healed so you don't have to sit in the discomfort of becoming. Because real healing, it's not always pretty. It's not always calm. It's not always soft. Sometimes it looks like crying and not knowing why. Sitting with thoughts you don't like. Realizing you have been the problem in some areas. Breaking patterns that feel familiar. Losing people who no longer align. That's not performance. That's transformation. And this is where we talk about the lower self and the higher self. Because both are real. Your lower self is the version of you that operates from fear, ego, insecurity, validation, control, avoidance. It reacts, it protects, it deflects, it performs. It wants to look healed without doing the work. Your higher self operates from awareness, truth, discipline, alignment, self-respect, intention. It doesn't need to prove anything. It moves differently. Not perfect, but consciously. And in every day, you're choosing between the two. Not once, but in the moments when you're triggered, when you're uncomfortable, when you're called out, when you have to face yourself. That's when you see which version of you is leading. Everybody wants to say, I'm vibrating high. But vibration is not what you say, it's what you live. It's what you consistently embody. Because you cannot speak high vibration and live in low alignment. If your words say peace, but your actions create chaos, that's not high vibration. If your post says growth, but your life is stuck in the same patterns, that's not high vibration. If you present heal, but you're still operating from ego, fear, and control, not high vibration, that's performance. And let's be real. Some people have mastered the performance because it's easier than the work. It's easier to look like it than to become it. It's easier to say it than to live it. But real healing, it shows up in your consistency, how you respond, how you treat people, how you treat yourself, how you move when nobody else is watching. That's where the truth lives. And let me say this clearly. This is not about perfection. You're going to have moments where your lower self shows up. You're going to get triggered. You're going to react. You're going to fall back in old patterns sometimes. That doesn't make you fake. That makes you human. The difference is, do you stay there or do you come back to yourself? Do you reflect? Do you take accountability? Do you correct it? Do you grow from it? That's healing, because healing is not, I never mess up again. Healing is, I see it faster, I will correct it quicker, and I move differently next time. And as women who had to be strong, who had to figure it out, who had to carry, build, lead, transform, let's be real. We were taught to hold it together, to look strong, to be strong, to keep going no matter what. Turns into performance. Smiling when you're tired, showing up when you're drained, looking put together when you're falling apart. That's not healing. That's survival. And there comes a point where you have to ask yourself, am I healing or am I just performing strength? Because real strength is being honest with yourself. Real strength is sitting in your truth. Real strength is doing the work when nobody sees it. And that's how you shift. That's how you move from looking healed to becoming whole. So now, the goal is not to impress people. The goal is not to perform growth. The goal is alignment, where your words, your actions, your thoughts, your belief, your energy all match. And when that happens, you don't have to say you're healing. People can feel it. You can feel it. Because truth be told, you can't fake transformation. You either did the work or you didn't. So be real with yourself, not for the world, but for you. Because your life, your peace, your alignment depends on it. And that's how you truly vibrate high. It's all about you.